Hello, this is a Caravan Nut, here again with another video, this time talking about tow car. When we got our first Caravan, the car that we had at the time was a Grand Scenic, Renault Grand Scenic. Now we weren't expecting to be towing with that. It was a 1.5 TDCI 7-seater. It was a fantastic car, but in terms of towing, it wasn't that good. The actual towing weight for that was 1,300 kilograms, although the curb weight of the vehicle was 1,500. Now, Renault apparently took a couple of hundred kilos off there because of the 7 seats. When you were towing the vehicle, it wasn't very stable. It didn't feel very comfortable. So we decided that we were going to look for another tow vehicle. Now, this search was vast. I looked at absolutely every vehicle I could think of out there. We tried every vehicle, we sat in every vehicle, and it wasn't until I was getting to the end of my search that I hadn't looked at Ford, and my wife said, "Why didn't you look at Ford?" So we bought a Ford Kuga. We bought the Ford Kuga from Bristol Street Motors in Bolton. It's quite a good vehicle in terms of towing. The maximum tow weight is 2,100 kilograms, which will cover virtually every caravan, but I wouldn't like to tow that much really. That would be way over or touching 100%, which I don't think will be very good. So our first trip with the car was we went down to France, and it was a really good journey. The car performed really well. We had no major problems. It towed really well. It was very stable, and we got a decent miles per gallon. We averaged around about 32 miles per gallon. When we got home, we'd been home for about a week or so, and we went up to one of our favourite places to go to, which is Holgates at Silverdale. We've got a review coming up on that in the next few weeks. On our way up there, we had a problem with the car. There's an engine management or engine malfunction light came on the vehicle, and the vehicle went into limp mode, which wouldn't go above 50 miles an hour. We managed to get to our destination and we had our holiday and everything was okay, but it kept coming and going, this fault. On the way back from our journey, it went on again. We were driving on the motorway and it went into limp mode. Now, when you're driving on a fast motorway with a Caravan, as you know, 50 miles an hour is quite slow, and it was quite scary. We'd had the car for just about 3 months, and Bristol Street Motors gave us a 3-month warranty, and we were about 1 or 2 days out of our warranty. I contacted Bristol Street Motors and told them about a fault with the vehicle. They didn't really want to know. I ended up going to a diesel injection centre in Bolton. I'll put a link down to them, because the guys there were really good. They had all the correct diagnostic systems, they hooked it up to the computer, and they found the fault. Now, with the modern cars, you will know about the DPF, which is the diesel particulate filter. That was the problem. I initially thought that had built up and it was clogging and causing the issue, but from the diagnostic system, it was actually the pressure switch that was causing the problem. So the diesel centre changed that for us and rectified the fault. Unfortunately, it cost us about £450 to have that repaired. I did go back to Bristol Street Motors and told them what had happened. I replied to and sent an email to their service manager, to the sales manager, but they didn't do anything, which I was quite disappointed with. So Bristol Street Motors, unfortunately, you won't be getting into my service again. So this particular vehicle, this Kuga that we've got, is a 2011 Kuga. When we bought it, it had 32,000 miles on the clock. I look back at the history, and in the last 2 years before we got it, it had only done 5,000 miles per year, which was quite low mileage. So inside the vehicle, it has got a climate control system, which is really good. You can control the temperature from one side of the vehicle to the other side of the vehicle. It's got air conditioning. It's got a DAB radio. which is really good, which has Bluetooth. You can control your phone from there. It's got a voice recognition system, which is a button at the side of the steering column where you can change your fan speed, change the heat of the vehicle, change the radio station, but that doesn't work too well, to be honest with you. I have tried it several times and it doesn't recognise what I'm saying. It may be my Bolton accent, I don't know, but it doesn't recognise what I'm saying, and it doesn't work properly, so it's something that I don't use. One of the things that I'm unsure about is the rear view mirror has a automatic tint, so when you're driving at night time the rear view mirror goes slightly darker. I don't really like that. It is good for light glare from other vehicles, but it does go a little bit too dark for me. When there's nothing behind you, you can't see a great deal behind you. The A pillars are a little bit, the front pillars are quite a little bit wider than I'd like, but again, all-round visibility is quite good. You sit quite high up, you've got a really good view around the road, the wing mirrors are quite big, and it's a really comfortable ride. Solo, the vehicle returns around town around about 34 miles to the gallon. On a longer run we can get maybe 42 to 43 miles to the gallon. Also, a really good feature that I find that's quite useful is the front heated windscreen. Obviously in winter it's very good, put that on and it demists all the window. In terms of towing, it's got a towing weight of 2,100 kilograms, and the MTPLM of our Caravan is 1,300 kilograms, so we're well within our limits on that. We're around about 81%. The actual train weight of the vehicle is 4,230 kilograms, which gives you a really good spec that you can probably tow. You've got a really good range of vehicles that you can tow. One of the costs obviously that comes with this vehicle, because you're towing, is the tax on the vehicle. The CO2 on this is 159, which puts it into a higher bracket, and the taxes are, I think at the moment the new change is coming in April, and the tax is £180 a year. The nose weight for the vehicle is 100 kilograms. There is a bit of a discrepancy in that, because if you look in some of the books it does say 105, but I have checked that again, and the nose weight is actually 100 kilograms, which is quite a decent nose weight. So let's go and have a look around the vehicle. So this is the outside of our vehicle, as you can see. Quite a nice colour, silver. It's got alloy wheels. I like the height, as I said before, how high it sits up on the road. You get a really good view around the road. What I'm going to do is just take you and show you our tow bar that we have fitted to the vehicle. So we're just going to go around the back, have a look at the boot and have a look inside the vehicle. So when we decided to have a tow bar fitted, one of the things that I wanted to do was to make sure that I didn't have the tow bar on the back of the vehicle when we're not towing. As you can see, you can't even see that there's a tow bar on there. I went to a place called Indispension. The guys were really good there. I'll put a link into them, and I got a Westphalia tow bar. The first one that we were due to have fitted actually didn't fit. I took the vehicle down and they were to fit the tow bar. They phoned me up within about an hour and said, "We can't fit your tow bar, we've got the wrong tow bar." So I had to wait another 4 days before they could get the right tow bar, which I'm quite glad of, really, because this tow bar that they sent has not got no bumper cut on it, and it fits really well and you can't see it. So fitting the tow bar is quite easy. There's a cap that protects the inside of the tow bar. You just pull that off. I usually put that back inside the vehicle. You grab the tow bar, just locate it, and then just push it up and it's clicked on. So it's quite easy to fit. This key comes out, so if that key's out you know that it's fitted and it's secure. There's only one thing that I don't like, is the cap that goes on to cover the actual key socket. It's not attached to the tow bar, so it can quite easily fall off. Releasing the tow bar, you just put the key in, turn it, you pull the mechanism towards you and push this round, and the tow bar just drops off, and then replace the protection cover. I can't find it. The electrics are just on the bottom there, and they just slide down, so when everything is away you can't really see that there's a tow bar in the vehicle, which I quite like. With our old vehicle, the tow bar was on the back and I kept banging into it, so there's no issues with that. It's quite safe. When I've taken the tow bar off, I like to store it just underneath here. It fits quite well, so it's out of the way, and that's happily stored away there. This vehicle is, when you shut the boot, you can fold your boot up, and then you can lift the top half of the boot. It's got a split boot, which I find really handy, because once we've got all the bits and bobs in the back of the car up to this level, we can then open this and put coats on the top, or we can put extra stuff down the back here, so it's quite a handy feature of the vehicle. The boot in the car is not the biggest boot I've seen. I think it's around about 130, 160 litres, I'm not 100% sure. The seats do fold down in the back to give you a little bit more room, but it's not the biggest boot in the world. The back of the vehicle is quite a decent size. This is our chief editor, Molly, who's sat in the back. You can see for a child there is quite a big, well, there is quite a lot of leg room, but for an adult it's not too bad. In the centre at the back there is a nice bit of a console where Molly likes to put her drinks when we're driving around. In the driver's side, on the door, we have the electric mirrors and electric windows. This button here is for if you have an animal in the vehicle, so like you've got your dog in the vehicle and you want to put the alarm on. If you press that button, what that enables you to do is set the alarm and takes the sensors out of the vehicle, which is quite handy, but we don't have any animals. Inside the vehicle again, you can see it's quite spacious. You've got the cruise control on the steering wheel, and just to the left hand side, you might be able to see it, is the voice control that I was talking about, which we don't tend to use because it doesn't work that good. So that's our tow car, which took quite a while for us to find. So it's a 2 litre Ford Kuga, 163 brake horsepower Duratec engine. Would I buy another one? Yeah, probably would. It's quite a good tow car, to be honest with you. So that's it on tow cars. Please hit like or subscribe to my channel, or leave any comments that you want to do at the end of the video, and I'll hope to see you again soon. Thank you for watching.